On the day that Raila Odinga passed, President Ruto used that opportunity to sign 8 corrupt amendment bills into law. In fact, here's a celebratory tweet that the president put on his X account on the very morning that Raila died, and I quote, "Today at State House, Nairobi, I had the honor of assenting to 8 bills passed by the National Assembly into law. The bills are the National Lands Commission Bill, there's the Wildlife Conservation and Management Bill, Computer Misuse and Cyber Crimes Bill, amongst others." And then here are the images of when the president signed the bill. Now in this video, I want us to look into the ramifications of these new bills which Ruto passed under the perfect cover of Raila Odinga's passing. And so with no further ado, let's get after it. Number 1, we have the Computer Misuse and Cyber Crimes Bill 2024. Now what this bill does, it grants the Communications Authority of Kenya the ability to restrict online accounts suspected of spreading misinformation or cyber threats. For instance, in South Africa, they have this bill enacted in their constitution, and they tried to take down a Kenyan X account, but X refused to play ball. Just check out this tweet from Professor, and I quote, "Maandamano loading. Digital rights and human rights. Freedom of expression is not a privilege, it's a right. Nepal and Madagascar hit the streets over cyber infringements. Kenya might be next." Now he goes on to post an email that was sent to him by X, and it reads, "Hello Professor TV, in the interest of transparency, we are writing to inform you that X has received a request from Film and Publication Board regarding your X account, Professor TV, that claims the following content violates laws of South Africa." Remember, I told you this law is enacted in South Africa, so the South African government is going to X, the social media platform, telling them, look, this guy is infringing on our laws, we need you to strike him down na hata sim South Africa. Now X goes on to say, "We have not taken any action on the reported content at this time as a result of this request. As X strongly believes in defending and respecting the voice of our users, it is our policy to notify our users if we receive a legal request from an authorized entity such as law enforcement or a government agency." So long story short, the same thing South Africa did to Professor TV, which is a Kenyan platform. Now the Kenyan government can do it. They can write to X and say, "We don't want Miguna on this platform, he has infringed this and this Kenyan law." Or they can go and say, "We don't want person ABC on Facebook or YouTube or Instagram because they have said ABCD." And even worse, if X and these other platforms will not play ball, as you've seen there, they've refused to play ball with the South African government, they can take some requisite steps to put you in a bad place. Unapelekwa kangaroo court, judge pia amepewa kitu kidogo, the judge finds you guilty of cyber crimes and all these things, and then they take that ruling and forward it to these platforms for you to be deplatformed, and they will use it to silence their opposers. That is what the William Ruto government is looking to do, especially towards 2027. They don't want to be called out for the things they have not done, or for the bad things they are doing, or for the things they lied they would do. They don't want that. They want to stifle free speech. If this bill is not pulled, if it is not addressed by Kenyans, then we will arrive in 2026 December, just a few months before election, and the only people you will be finding online ni watu wa 2 term. Ukisema 2 term, account yako inaendelea vizuri sana. Ukisema 1 term, unakuwa deplatformed. That is what Kasongo is looking to do. It is very dangerous. We need to raise alarm about it. Number 2, we have the Privatization Bill 2025. This is another evil law which enables the government to sell state-owned enterprises without requiring fresh parliamentary approval. So what does this mean? This means rais akiamuka asubuhi na aseme anataka kuuzia Adani Bomas of Kenya na ameivalue at 10.4 billion Kenya shillings. Pesa inakuwa transacted, inaingia Central Bank, Adani anapewa title deed, and there's nothing you can do about it. You can't go to court because the judge does not create laws. They follow the laws which have been passed in parliament, and now it's a law. He can do it. The president can also decide to build a luxurious state lodge. Kumbe hata ni hoteli si state lodge, but it is listed as a state lodge somewhere in Malindi. Upon completion, ikishajengwa, he can decide to sell it to a friend or a close ally at throwaway price. Imejengwa na the taxpayer at 16 billion, imeuziwa kwa rafiki at 800 million. That is a kind of biashara which will be happening with government entities. They tried selling KICC, Bomas sijui wanataka private public partnership, wameingia Ngong Forest, kidogo wataenda waanze kuuza state lodge. Very soon even Kasarani Stadium can be privatized. Waseme tumeshindwa kumanage, we are giving it to this and that person. So these are the type of games which are being played. We all knew all along that the timing of when these bills are being signed and the passing of Raila, it was done intentionally. And that even adds to the video which I've done before this one. If you haven't seen it, you can go check it out. It confirms that hii kifo ya Raila pengine ilifanyika zamani. They have delayed it all along sababu kuna vitu walikuwa nataka kufanya as it is being announced. I have never seen the president signing a bill without a tie and a coat. He was ready. He was ready to sign this thing. Anajua the public will now be finding out that Raila has passed. Na ye au alijua days before. So once I'm done signing, I'm already in the right attire to hop in a vehicle and rush to Karen to mourn with the family. And the rest of the Kenyans for that matter, because I believe no one could put the family at bay from such kind of information. So it was a ploy all along. Anywho, let's see what Kenyans the next have to say about this, and I quote. CF Vibe said, "You were just waiting for the right moment to strike. One time is real." Ireland Mburu said, "Eish, you're such a crook and a very evil person, but your days are numbered." Deno said, "Wewe hata haujali baba walai. We now see ulikuwa tu unatumia baba. Results of fake friend." I think he meant fake friendship. KOX said, "Hapa sasa ni sisi na wewe, mundu humundu. Utakimbilia wapi? No more Raila to save you," so on and so forth. Kibet K. Moses said, "There's something mischievous about these bills, but I can't quite put my finger on it. Time will tell. First, they are being assented into law while everybody is focused on Raila." Kibet was right. We have exposed that there is a lot of red pills hidden in these bills. And Bull said, "We shall revisit this. The fact that you've chosen to post this right now means those bills are suspect. You know very well Kenyans are distracted by Baba's death. We shall revisit." But what say you guys? Do drop me your comments in the comment section below and I'll do best to read them and to give you a response. And with that is today's ad of the day. If you're in need of electrical wiring, solar installation, or electrical fittings such as strip lights, snake lights, downlighters, or chandeliers, contact Engineer Wycliffe at 0707 476602 and he'll get your house dapped up. Now, if you're here for the first time, please go on and hit the subscribe button. And if you're watching for a different platform, just head on over to YouTube, search for David Wafula, hit the subscribe button. You're going to be getting a ton of content of this nature. If politics is something you're passionate about, this is definitely the one channel that you really need to subscribe to. All right, guys, adios. Thank you for choosing David Wafula as your primary news platform. We put countless hours in research, recording, and editing. By showing up each and every day to watch our videos, you encourage us to generate more videos for the viewers. We are on a mission to inform, educate, and build a better tomorrow. To our thousands of followers in a world full of presidents, kings, and queens, you are the real gem. Adios.